In this video, I'm going to talk about the for loop using 3 examples. So you're going to learn the for loop in Python using 3 examples. The first example is very easy, but as we go through other examples, they will become better. The examples will become better. So let's talk about the first example. So suppose that we want to, as you can see here, we have a variable named x and it's a list of numbers. And let's suppose that we want to print all of the numbers inside that list. So as you can see, it's a repetitive task. We want to print each of those values, each of those numbers. So let's see that. And for doing so, for doing a repetitive task, one of the things that we can use is using the for loop. So let's see that. So I can simply type for every value in x and I put a colon. And the first note, or actually the first question that you might ask is this. You might ask, oh, is this name arbitrary? Can I change it to some other things? Yes, you can. For example, you can say for I in x, for j in x, for number in x, for every number in x, or for whatever. So we can name it whatever you want. So it's an arbitrary name. So for example, let's say for value in x, for every value in x, and then I put a colon and I press enter, and then I should specify what do I want to do for each of those values. So for each of those values, I want to print that value. And then I press enter. And as you can see, this cursor, this blinking thingy is here. But I want to stick this blinking thingy, this cursor, to this wall, which is called gutter. You don't need to memorize that the name of this wall is gutter. But anyway, so suppose that I want to stick this into this wall. So for doing so, I press backspace on my keyboard. So as you can see, the cursor sticks to the gutter. Anyway, so now if I run the code, as you can see, it is printing each of those values. For every value in x, I'm printing that value. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But now let's suppose that I want to print double of that value. So it's very easy. I can simply type print value times 2. So now if I run the code, as you can see, the result is 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way up to 20, which is double of each of those values in x. And once again, as I've told you, you can rename this to whatever you want. For example, you can say instead of for value in x, you can say other things. For example, you can say for I in x. But remember, when you are changing this, you should change this as well, because here previously you were calling it value. But now if you are calling it I, then in that case you need to rename this as well. You need to change the name of this as well. Other places that you are using that variable. So now if I run the code, as you can see, it is working properly and without any problem. And now let's talk about some important notes. The first important note is that these spaces are called indentation. We are indenting this line because by doing so, we are telling Python that this piece of the code is a subset of this for loop. It means that it is going to run this piece of the code for each of those values. And by doing so, by indenting this line, we are saying that we want to run this code whenever we are looping through each of those values. So that's why here we have an indentation. And suppose that, as I've told you, when you press enter by default, it considered that indentation. But suppose that for whatever reason, for example, you press backspace on your keyboard and then this line sticks to this wall, which is called gutter. And maybe you ask, oh, how can I, for example, put that indentation? And for putting that indentation, you should press the tab key on your keyboard. And by doing so, as you can see, this line has been indented. And now we have that indentation and we don't have any problem. But if you forget this indentation, definitely it is going to raise an error. So here, if I run the code, as you can see, it says indentation error. But if I indent this line, no, it is not going to raise any error and it is going to work properly. Now let's talk about the second example. As you can see here, we have defined a variable named x, which is a range of numbers. The range of numbers from 1 all the way up to 100. Remember that, if you remember from the previous videos, in the range function, this second value is exclusive. I mean, we are not going to include this. So actually, this is the numbers from 1 all the way up to 100. And suppose that we want to separate these numbers into two groups. For example, the first group is the odd numbers, and the second group is the even numbers. And suppose that we want to, for each of numbers in that range, we want to separate those values into two groups. So as you can see here, I have defined two empty lists. And then here I simply type, okay, for every value in x, so for every value in x, or for every number in x, you can call this whatever you want. So for every value in x, and then I press enter. So for every value in x, what do I want to do? For every value in x, I want to check a condition. If that value, if that number is even, in that case, I want to store that in this list. I want to add that to this list. So how should we check whether a number is even or not? That's very easy. We can simply use the modulo operator. So we can simply type if when we are dividing the value by 2, if the remainder is equal to 0, it means that that number is even. So if when we are dividing this number by 2, the remainder is equal to 0, that number is even. So in that case, we are going to append that number to the even list. So we are going to append that value. Else, we are going to append that number to the odd list. So as you can see, I'm appending that to the odd list. So, and after that, let's print the even list, and also let's print the odd list. And now if I run the code, as you can see here, we have the even list, and also here we have the odd list. Now let's talk about the third example. And in this third example, we want to calculate the summation of this list. And in this simple example, we only have 3 values, but you can have more than 3 values. You can have, I don't know, maybe for example, 100 values or anything. So let's suppose that we want to write a program so that it can calculate the summation of our list. And for doing so, first of all, I want to define a variable named, for example, summation. And then, in the beginning of this process, I set the value of this variable to 0. And then, as you will see, I will update this variable, and you will see that. So let's suppose that in order to better understand this, let's suppose that this summation, this process of summing all of these things together, it's like begging money from these people. Suppose that you have 6 people, and suppose that you want to beg money from each of these people. So we can say, okay, for every person in X, for every person in this list, I want to do something. I want to say, okay, hey, person number 1, could you please give me some money? And suppose that that person gives you some money. So here we are saying for every person in X, and that person gives you some money, and then you already have something. You already might have something in your pocket. As you know, in the first phase, in the first step, no, we don't have any money, and we are starting with 0. So in the first step, no, we don't have any money, but anyway, we're going to add whatever that person is giving us. We are adding that to our pocket, the summation of our pocket. And by doing so, we are updating our pocket. We're updating the summation of money in our pocket. So here, as you can see, for every person in that list in that list of people, we are begging some money from that person, and we are adding that money to that summation variable, which is a summation of the money that we already have in our pocket. And by doing so, we update the summation variable. And then at the end of the code, if I print the summation variable, and now if I run the code, as you can see, this is the summation of the values inside this list. This was a step-by-step tutorial playlist of Python. You can find the link to that playlist in the description below. And also we have other playlists for other topics that you can find them on the channel page. See you in the next video. Goodbye.